my goodness. Okay, I'll apologize first and foremost because it is raining here in Vancouver. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Vancouver has rain on a Saturday evening. And there are clouds moving around. If you hear anything in the background, then that's my bad. But today, I wanted to talk about the Oilers and the Avalanche because for the first time this series, I really do feel like the Oilers played the better game. This Game 3 in Edmonton, the first home game for the Oilers against the Colorado Avalanche in this series. We had ourselves a barn that was buzzing, an Oilers squad that was motivated, and an Oilers squad that had a lot of scoring chances in this game. However, due to the Colorado Avalanche defense, due to Pavel Francouz going out there and making some saves, and due to Mike Smith and his very unfortunate defending in front of him, it is a Colorado 4-2 win. And now they have a 3-0 series lead. They've also won, 8 away games in a row, so that streak has still continued based off of this game here tonight. And I wanted to focus mostly on Mike Smith because I think you could kind of hear the smile in my voice. You know when you hear somebody smile? Like, you can't see me, but you can hear it that I'm smiling right now. When we talk about this game, the first thing that comes to my mind immediately is the first thing that came to everybody's mind right when the puck dropped. Connor McDavid went out there and scored himself a goal. 38 seconds into the entire game, he gets the puck after the Colorado Avalanche debatably had too many men on the ice, comes right in and goes 5-hole on Francouz. It is an immediate scoring chance and an immediate 1-0 lead for the Edmonton Oilers as they continued on in their quest to try to bring them within one in the series. You go over the next few minutes, though, and we get some rough stuff. Evander Kane boards Nazem Kadri. He gets a 5-minute major, but he doesn't get a game misconduct. What a weird kind of way to evaluate this game, you know? Like, in my mind, I mostly just associate any 5-minute major that isn't for fighting with a misconduct. So to see him get that 5-minute major and not get the misconduct because, there was no apparent injury on the play that the referees could evaluate, it kind of blows my mind. Nazem Kadri, according to the Colorado updates that we had in the middle of the game, this is being recorded right after the game ended, so I'm not really too sure if it is still the status quo, but it appears that Nazem Kadri might be out for an extended amount of time, potentially even the rest of the series, but I mean, if the series only goes on for one more game, what exactly does that really mean anyway? But despite the 5-minute major that the Colorado Avalanche get, they can't convert. The Oilers kill it off. The next few minutes, though, it's mostly just the Colorado Avalanche and the Oilers trading chances back and forth. You have some opportunities stopped by Francouz. You have some opportunities also stopped by Mike Smith. But then, towards the end of the first period, it is probably the worst goal that Mike Smith has let in this entire series so far. And it's one that's not even his fault. It's Valeri Nichushkin who is, at the half boards. He's, between the hash marks, the far hash marks, that is, and the corner of the boards where the red line, the goal line, meets the boards. He throws it across the crease and it deflects off a Darnell Nurse's stick because he's trying to swat it away. It goes right by Mike Smith, who in that very split second leaves the post wide open. It bounces off of his blocker, off of his pad, and then he kicks it in. It's a very bad goal. The start of the second was filled with a whole bunch of Edmonton scoring opportunities. And the first, the first 3 minutes, they just absolutely went to town on Francouz, but he made the saves. And then it's Valeri Nichushkin who gets his second goal of the game. His shot is going the opposite direction as Smith is traveling, therefore it goes right by. It's 2-1 Colorado. Edmonton puts the pressure on for the remainder of the second period. You have some chances back and forth, but mostly this is Edmonton's period, and they feel like the better team at this point. Eventually, in the third period, you see the Colorado Avalanche really shift over to a more defensive, just revolutionary game. Dump it in, get a line change, wait for the Oilers to come back, steal it, dump it in, get a line change. They repeated that for the majority of the entire third until it was Michael McLeod's brother Ryan McLeod, who takes the puck in his own end, walks right by everybody, he crosses the Avalanche blue line, cuts into the middle, he shoots it from beyond the hash marks, and he scores. Connor McDavid couldn't even do that. Leon Draisaitl couldn't do that. Nugent Hopkins couldn't do that. It's Ryan McLeod who gets the tying goal with one of the more simple moves that we have seen. Now, to be fair, there's a lot more intricacy in this goal because if you're looking at it from behind the Avalanche net camera, You can see that the Colorado defenseman that was right there acted as a very good and split-second screen for McLeod to get that shot underway without Francouz being able to see it properly. It's why he got beat. But after that 2-2 tying goal, you saw the Oilers really put the pedal to the metal. The Oilers get a power play and the building is buzzing. Everybody's wanting to see a goal here. You have some opportunities on the side there. Draisaitl dropping it off for McDavid. It gets played back to the point. There's Tyson Barrie over there. The second unit eventually comes out, and it's Evan Bouchard who is out there instead. He takes a few whips towards the net. One of them goes off the post as the penalty is coming to an end, and the rebound is played out to center ice. Quick onto the puck is JT Compher, who had been in the box earlier in that segment, who has fresh legs. He comes right out and steals the puck from Bouchard. Bouchard falls down while trying to chase it, and then JT Compher just shoots it. It goes 5-hole on Smith. He makes contact with it because the puck slows down, but then it barely trickles over the line, and nobody's there. JT Compher actually goes over to Smith looking for the puck because he thinks there's going to be a rebound there, but then he looks behind him and he's like, oh, it's in. Yeah, we got the goal. 3-2. And, like, that was an absolute clown sequence. Ay, that's hockey, baby. That's hockey. And the gods who write these games coming out there and saying, haha, if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan, you cannot have nice things because you're going to rip it off the post on the power play. The penalty is going to expire. The guy who takes the penalty is going to come back out, force a breakaway because he causes Bouchard to fall down. Definitely not the best showcase from him there. And then you have Mike Smith, who cannot make the save on Compher, who just picks up the puck and throws it on net. It's like he craps it. Okay, look, I don't want to go all poop from a diarrhea-infected goose on you like that Jamie Benn call that was made a few years ago, but Mike Smith, what a game. Like, I mean, he made some good saves in this one. A lot of the saves that he had to make, the really good ones, were mostly products of his own shortcomings, like giveaways from behind his own net that resulted in prime scoring opportunities for the Avalanche, where Smith had to come back in front and do the stack the pads move. There were a few very unconventional saves that he was forced to make. And you see him make these stops, and it's like, yeah, no, Mike Smith is a pretty talented goalie when he makes these stops, but then you see the crap that he lets in. Darnell Nurse's goal was not his fault, but the last one, oh boy. It's a combination 50-50. Evan Bouchard, maybe 49%, Mike Smith, and then 1% on whoever the heck was there trying to backcheck because there wasn't really a backcheck in the first place. The Colorado Avalanche hang on in a game where they honestly got outchanced, and I don't think they were the better team. However, they have a 3-0 series lead. They continue their streak of winning games on the road, and they just have to do it one more time to book their ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals. Now, I don't really know how confident I am in the Colorado Avalanche should they win this series 4-0 and then wait for that Tampa-New York series to finish up and then play either one of those guys. Because we saw it with Tampa after waiting against Florida. Now they're playing off against the Rangers and they just can't get it done. So who knows how much the waiting around is going to affect a Colorado team. But of course, the Oilers still do have to lose another one. If they win the next 3, then okay, we have ourselves a series. But Connor McDavid, despite the fact that he got himself a very good goal, it wasn't enough. And McDavid looked so good in this one, as he always does. It's just Colorado, man. Their defense, their structure, their game, it works. Talk in the comments all your thoughts about the Oilers and the Avalanche game number 3. I hope you enjoyed this British Troll 9. And bye.